Hey guys, this is Phil Montgomery from Philville Honeybee Farm. I want to show you a scenario. Beekeeping is about scenarios, okay? Everybody has the same scenarios, more or less. They're just in different places with different amounts of food, pollen, and weather's different. So Bob Bentley says that's the art. That's what we all need to learn, the art in our specific location. So in this scenario, here's a hive here that's weak. It only has 2.5 frames of bees. 1.5 frames of brood. It's the end of September. Do I combine it or do I build it up? That's the question. It's a brand new queen and it's a 2025 queen. This one here is doing great. It has about 12 frames of bees and 4 frames of brood. I want to leave a minimum of 4 frames of brood at the end of September. But right here you see it'll say spring 25 queen. Okay, so then what I do is I got in the bottom box. What I did was I got in the bottom box and I rearranged the nest for the last time. So they were all to one side. There was 3 frames of brood, and above it had 1 frame of brood. So what I did, I took that frame above it, put it down in the bottom, and then I made sure they had all good combs, and I centered it up. And then what I did was I put an empty full comb. They had all wedged to one side. They weren't using it. I put that on the outside of each side of the brood nest. That is going to allow them to quickly lay, because she was on the edge of the box looking for somewhere to lay. Their bees are not always the smartest, so you got to help them out a little bit. That's why we're a beekeeper. Then on the top, as I'm going through this top box, look what I found. I found one foundation they kind of hit or miss started on. They won't do nothing but make a mess out of that. And they have one that is probably 70% of the way built. Okay, about 60% on this side. Look, there's some bees that are left there. They don't know what to do. They're young bees. So what I've done is I brought 3 frames of bees and probably 2 frames of bees on this side. And what I did, I poured them out the front. I made them a little ramp out of a piece of wood I had. They're coming at it, and I also threw some grass that was leaned against it. They'll climb up it. They'll help each other up. So what they're doing, these are younger bees. And what they'll do is they'll go in, they'll be nice, and hopefully they won't fight. You can tell there's not any fighting going on. They're just like, hey, we're out in the sun. We don't like it. We want to be in the dark. Get us in the house. So when I was in the bottom of this hive, I seen the queen, a marked queen, blue marked queen. And then what I did when I was in the top box, straightening the top box up, is I went ahead and shook a whole bunch of the extra bees in here. This will give the bees more coverage and will allow them to allow the queen to lay more brood so that they can keep it covered. So this is the way you rob from the rich and give to the poor. It's a brand new queen. That's why I'm giving her all the chance I can to make it. As I go down through all these hives, I'm gonna make sure they all have a minimum of 4 frames of brood. If they have 4.5 or 5, I will grab a half a frame or a frame and I'll put them in here. Now they have enough bees they can cover it. This will help to boost this one up. And last year in Ohio, we had a pretty rough winter. It was below 0 for multiple days, and everything that was 4 frames or less died. So I'm making sure they're all 5 frames or more. Another technique I may use on some of them is put them above a double screen board, put a weaker hive on top, stronger hive on the bottom, double screen board. That works really well with a small entrance. In addition to that, what I'm going to do, I am also moving the honey, the funny honey, that's what I call sugar water, move the funny honey aside, move it on the outside right underneath where your jar is, right underneath where that jar is right there. They're going to go ahead and they're going to just take it right below and fill it in the combs there. What I do is I move those combs to the side, put other ones underneath. That will help them to quickly fill this up. And now it's time of year, I'm feeding them 1.5 times sugar to 1.5 parts sugar to 1 part honey. I'm sorry, to 1 part water. And what I'm doing is I'm filling up the top of the double deep. I'm filling at the top. We're on a single, the outside. And I'm going to check every couple weeks, make sure they have room to lay. If they get too full, mark it on your box how much stores they have, and they get too full, quit feeding. We're not having any fall flow. It's been a drought, not any rain for 5 weeks. We may get some rain next week. We've had tons of it. It was supposed to come and it went away. I hope this is helpful to you. Another thing that I'm doing is every single box and making sure they're queen right. And when I'm done, just for the fun of it, I'm hitting them with oxalic acid to make sure that I'm doing everything I can to keep those mites in check. Do all you can, do the best you can, and leave the rest up to God and be blessed. Have a great day.